What is up, y'all? It's Mario here. And today, there's a lot to talk about, man. CBA is about to come to a close. But, there's still stuff to talk about the Houston Astros. Are they going to move on? Or what's next for them? The Houston Astros, America's team, seem willing to pass on Correa's terms. But that could be a giant mistake. In the long run, Correa wants more than 10 years, $325 million to his shortstop counterpart, Corey Seager, earned with the Texas Rangers. In the state of Texas, the taxes are far less of a factor in these contracts, so Correa should still be willing to listen to what Houston has to say despite the ignorance to his dealings thus far. The 27-year-old shortstop has been connected to likes of the Yankees, the Dodgers, the Cubs, and even Detroit. At one point, the idea that Houston owner Jim Crane cannot afford to bring Correa back is fallacy. Can the Astros afford to bring him back? Probably not. He's the leader of the franchise and came up the ranks in Houston as a top prospect. He embraced the role of a villain since Houston's sign-stealing scandal, and without him, the Astros don't have the same impact player in the field. Needless to say, the majority of the top free agents, shortstops, are off the market right now. Setting up for a Correa reunion post-lockout if the Astros are open to it. At the end of the day, the money is what will stop Crane from cashing in on Correa. Despite being just 27, Correa wants close to a decade-long contract. Come the end of those 10 years, it is safe to say that Correa will not be the same player as he is right now. Shortstops typically don't age well defensively. Despite Correa being the best defensive shortstop in all of baseball, at the moment in his late 30s, he could be trending towards a permanent move to third base or second base. At the point, he will not be worth $30 million plus. Crane will have to pay him. But in the end, Correa is worth such a contract due to productivity of his prime years. Correa still has at least 5 years left of peak performance. Safe to say, Crane will make back his money and more. But what's next for them? Year in and year out, the Houston Astros are to be viewed as a legitimate World Series contenders. Last season proved to be the same story as they marched their way to a first place finish in the American League West for the fourth time in the last 5 years. However, the Astros were unable to land manager Dusty Baker his first championship ring, as they lost 6 games against the Atlanta Braves in the Fall Classic. One name for the Astros faithful to look out for is Justin Verlander. Verlander is set to turn 39 in a month. He's coming off his first career Tommy John surgery, undergoing the procedure in February of last year. After missing the entirety of 2021, he should return to the rotation and instantaneously earn the staff ace label. Regardless of the fact that he closing in the age of 40, 2022 looks to be an interesting year for the Astros, as they are set to lose star shortstops Carlos Correa in free agency, as well as starter Zach Greinke and bullpen arm Kendall Graveman, Brooks Raley, and Joe Smith. The starting rotation could be labeled as a position that needs an upgrade after losing Greinke, but the Astros are undoubtful, hoping that the return of Justin Verlander will soften the blow of Greinke's departure, Lance McCullers, Framber, Luis Garcia, Jose Urquidy are returning members of the rotation, most likely pushing Jake Odorizzi to a long relief option. The Astros are one of the more complete teams. They have some areas to address on their big league rosters, but fortunately for them, there's much less work to be done than most of other teams. Can the Angels complete? Looking back at the 2021 season, the Astros defeated the Angels 13 times out of the 19 games, outscoring them 118 to 57. But at this time, just months later, things have changed after Correa hit the open market. The Astros are spending their days with a big question mark on shortstop, while the Halos have brought some big arms aboard to strengthen their pitching staff. But the Angels have enough to beat the Astros and actually compete for the AL West. Let's take a look from an objective perspective. The Astros are still the team to beat in their division. Yes, they're lacking a shortstop position and probably a reliever and another good starter, but the Mariners nor the Angels are ready to take the AL West crown. The Rangers are improving thanks to big-time signings, and lastly, the Athletics are in rebooting mode. But the paragraph above does not answer our question. The fact that I don't think the Angels will be better than the Astros doesn't mean they won't be better than the 2021 version 77 to 85 record. Think about it. They will have Mike Trout, Anthony Rendon back again. Trout played only 36 games while Rendon appearing only 58 times due to injury last year. Plus, if all in one, Shohei Ohtani can have a similar performance, they will have a star hitter and a frontline starter. Then you have to assume highly touted prospects such as Joe Adele and Brandon Marsh should be better in 2022. When their time comes, they also made big strides before the MLB lockout by signing starters Noah Syndergaard and Michael Lorenzen, bringing back a star closer Raisel Iglesias, and also adding an efficient veteran lefty Aaron Loop to their bullpen. It seems that they have finally understood their internal pitching needs. With Trout being 30 years old, the Angels are long overdue putting a good team around him. The best players in baseball only has one playoff appearance. It was the ALDS against the Royals in 2014. And they have failed to compile winning seasons again and again. In fact, their last season was above 500 was in 2015. Those are 6 campaigns in a row with a losing record. Bad enough for a team that has spent consistently over time for the past few years. Those factors tell me they're not done. With lots of good free agents still available and a few holes to cover, they might remain pretty active once the MLB activities resumes. Right now, Anaheim still needs a shortstop, even another starting pitcher, especially after losing Alex Cobb and having a lousy Dylan Bundy in 2021. Taking a look at how their roster is built until now makes me think they will not be better than the Astros when it's all said and done in the 162 game regular season. But a couple of moves before the start of the campaign can push them closer to Houston in the race for the AL West. Thank you for listening to the Juicebox Sports Podcast. This podcast has been brought to you by Raise Energy. Check us out on Instagram at JuiceBoxSportsHTX. Till next time.